Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast about going to the cinema. In this series, I will explain how to use simple English when you are at the cinema. This topic is useful in everyday life, especially if you want to buy a ticket, ask for information, or talk about a movie. The cinema is a place where people go to watch films on a big screen. People visit the cinema for entertainment and relaxation. There are many different types of movies, such as action, comedy, drama, adventure, and animation. People choose movies depending on their interests and mood. In this podcast, I will use simple words and clear sentences. The goal is to help you understand basic phrases that you can use in real situations at the cinema. I will also give examples of short conversations between a customer and a cinema employee. When you go to the cinema, you may need to buy a ticket, ask about movie times, choose a seat, or find the correct hall. In these situations, simple English phrases are enough to communicate effectively. For example, you can ask, "What time is the movie?" or "How much is a ticket?" These are basic questions that help you get the information you need. You can also say, "I would like one ticket, please." In this podcast, we will go step by step. Each block will focus on different situations at the cinema, such as buying tickets, asking about movies, understanding schedules, and communicating with staff or other people. You do not need advanced English to talk at the cinema. Simple vocabulary and short sentences are enough. The most important thing is to be clear and polite. Now I will talk about how to buy tickets and start a conversation at the cinema. This is usually the first step when you arrive. When you go to the cinema counter, you can start with a simple greeting. For example, "Hello," "Hi," "Good evening." After that, you can clearly say what you want. For example, "I would like one ticket, please." "I want two tickets, please." "I would like to see a movie." The cinema employee may ask you questions to help you choose a movie in time. For example, "Which movie would you like to see?" "What time do you want?" You can answer with simple phrases. "For the 5 p.m. show." "For the evening show." "For this movie." Here is a simple example of a conversation. Customer, "Hello." Employee, "Hi. How can I help you?" Customer, "I would like one ticket for the 6 p.m. movie." Employee, "Sure." "Which movie?" Customer, "The action movie." You may also need to ask about prices or seats. "How much is a ticket?" "Are there any seats available?" "Can I choose my seat?" These questions are short and useful. The employee will give you the information and guide you. It is important to speak clearly and politely. Use please and thank you when possible. For example, "I would like one ticket, please." "Thank you." If you do not understand something, you can ask, "Can you repeat that, please?" "Can you speak more slowly?" Starting a conversation at the cinema is simple. A short greeting and a clear request are enough to begin. Now I will talk about how to ask about movies and showtimes at the cinema. This is important when you want to choose a film and plan your visit. When you arrive at the cinema or look at the schedule, you may not know which movie to watch or what time it starts. In this case, you can ask simple questions to get information. For example, "What movies are playing today?" "What time does the movie start?" "When is the next show?" "Which movies are available in English?" These questions help you understand the options and choose the best movie for you. If you already have a movie in mind, you can ask more specific questions. "What time is the next show for this movie?" "Is this movie available at 7 p.m.? "How long is the movie?" Here is a simple example of a conversation. Customer, "Hello. What movies are playing today?" Employee, "We have an action movie, a comedy, and an animation film. Customer, what time does the action movie start? Employee, it starts at 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Customer, great, I will take the 6 p.m. show. You can also ask about language and subtitles. Is this movie in English? Are there subtitles? Is it dubbed? These questions are useful if you want to watch the movie in a specific language. If you are unsure, you can ask for advice. Which movie do you recommend? What is a good movie to watch? The cinema staff can help you choose based on your preferences. When asking questions, try to speak clearly and use simple words. You do not need complex sentences. Short and direct questions are enough to get the information you need. Now I will talk about how to find your seat and ask for directions inside the cinema. This is useful after you have bought your ticket and are ready to watch the movie. When you enter the cinema hall, you may need to find your seat. Usually, your ticket has information such as the row number and seat number. You can follow these details to find the correct place. If you are not sure where to go, you can ask for help. For example, "Excuse me, where is hall 3? Can you show me where my seat is? Where is row 5, please?" Cinema staff or other people can help you find your way. Here is a simple example. Customer, excuse me, where is hall 2? Staff, go straight and turn left. It's on your right. Customer, thank you. When you are inside the hall, you may also need to find your exact seat. You can ask, is this seat free? Am I in the right place? Can you help me find seat 12? If someone is sitting in your seat by mistake, you can politely say, "Excuse me, I think this is my seat." It is important to stay polite and calm in these situations. Sometimes, you may need directions to other places in the cinema, such as the restroom, exit, or snack bar. You can ask, where is the restroom? Where is the exit? Where can I buy popcorn? These are simple and very useful questions. Here is another short example. Person, excuse me, where is the restroom? Staff, it's next to the entrance. Person, thank you. When asking for directions, try to listen carefully. The instructions may include words like go straight, turn left, turn right, or next to. These are common expressions used to explain locations. Now I will talk about common mistakes that learners make at the cinema and give useful tips to improve your communication. One common mistake is using incorrect question forms. For example, you show me the hall? Cross mark. The correct form is, can you show me the hall, please? White heavy check mark. Another mistake is forgetting polite expressions. At the cinema, it is important to be polite when asking for help or information. Always try to use please and thank you. For example, can you help me, please? Thank you very much. Some learners also make mistakes when asking about time or movies. For example, what time start movie? Cross mark. Correct. What time does the movie start? White heavy check mark. Clear and correct questions help you avoid misunderstandings. Another common issue is not speaking clearly. If you speak too fast or too quietly, the other person may not understand you. Try to speak slowly and clearly, especially when giving numbers, times, or seat details. Here are some useful tips. First, learn basic cinema vocabulary. Words like ticket, showtime, seat, hall, screen, movie, and subtitles are very useful. Second, use short and simple sentences. For example, I would like 2 tickets. What time is the movie? Where is hall 1? Third, listen carefully to answers. Cinema staff may give directions or information quickly, so pay attention to key words. Fourth, ask questions if you do not understand. You can say, "Can you repeat that, please? Can you speak more slowly? I don't understand." Fifth, stay polite and calm. A friendly attitude makes communication easier and more effective. Finally, practice common phrases before going to the cinema. This will help you feel more confident when speaking English in real situations. Now we are at the final part of this podcast. In this block, I will summarize what we learned and show how to use simple English in real situations at the cinema. In the previous blocks, we talked about buying tickets, asking about movies and showtimes, finding your seat, asking for directions, and using polite phrases. All these skills help you communicate clearly and confidently. Let's look at a simple real-life conversation at the ticket counter. Customer: hello. Employee: hi. How can I help you? Customer: I would like 2 tickets for the 7 p.m. movie, please. Employee: which movie? Customer: the comedy movie. Employee: sure. That will be $20. Customer: thank you. This is a natural and simple conversation. It includes greetings, requests, questions, and polite responses. Another example inside the cinema. Person: excuse me, where is hall 2? Staff: go straight and turn right. Person: thank you. These short dialogues show that you do not need complex English to communicate effectively. Simple sentences are enough if they are clear. To improve your skills, practice common phrases regularly. Try to repeat sentences like, I would like 1 ticket, please. What time does the movie start? Where is my seat? Can you help me, please? You can also practice by imagining real situations or role-playing conversations. Remember to speak clearly, listen carefully, and stay polite. If you do not understand something, ask questions. Communication is more important than perfect grammar. This is the end of the podcast about the cinema. Thank you for listening and practicing. Keep using simple English in real-life situations, and you will improve step by step. Goodbye and good luck.
Leave a comment under this video and one of you will get 40 English lessons for free.